Oh, shit.
Huh?
That was She-Hulk.
Oh! That's the intro for this video. Well, that was a movie. Hello and welcome back to First Thoughts. I'm Simon, this is Justin, and today we're giving our first thoughts on Keeper, the new film by Osgood Perkins. Well, he directed it. It was written by Nick Leppard, and it's starring Tatiana Maslany, She-Hulk, and Rossif Sutherland. So a couple of people that we both kind of recognize from being around, but I guess outside of She-Hulk, neither one of them are super famous, but they're both good actors.
I didn't watch Orphan Black. Was that the show she was on for like a...
That was it. She was in Stronger. I don't know if she was a big person in that. She's in Invincible, but that's an animated show. People don't really recognize voice actors.
One episode of BoJack?
Anyway, yeah, so this movie follows a woman who goes for, like, essentially, I guess, they don't specify this, but it's like their 1 year anniversary kind of thing. They go to his cabin, and it's their first time going on, like, a trip together, and it's supposed to be this weekend away, but then first shenanigans ensue with, like, annoying neighbors and stuff, and then also it's a horror movie, so you can kind of guess something's gonna fucking happen.
Yep.
So also it's Osgood Perkins, who, if you don't recognize that name somehow yet, he did Longlegs last year, already did The Monkey this year, and now this is his second movie this year. And he had a quote where he said he wanted all of his movies to be very different from one another, and boy oh boy, are they. He just tackled 3 completely different horror subgenres, in about a year of time. So good for you. That's interesting. I will say I've still been waiting for him to do something like Longlegs without Nicolas Cage, and he hasn't done that yet, because I swear, if that movie didn't have Nicolas Cage, it would have been one of my favorite movies of that year. But Nicolas Cage was in it, so...
He's got to circle back. He's got to run through all the different genres, and then he'll double back.
Yeah. So, interesting little movie. I think Osgood Perkins is a very good director. If I've ever had complaints about him up until this point, I would have said writing, which this one, it wasn't even written by him. But the writing in his movies typically leave me wanting a bit. And I would say par for the course. I thought this movie looked great. I thought the acting was great. The visuals were some of my favorite horror visuals I've seen in a long time.
Very creepy, I will say.
And I just didn't feel like they were used properly because the story was kind of whack.
The story was fairly... seemingly...
It was fairly whack, I must say.
Whack is an apt word.
You started to say predictable. We thought this movie was going to be predictable as fuck, and then...
I mean, yeah, there's one aspect that's pretty predictable.
Duh.
And then it slightly changes a little bit from what we've seen in other movies that do similar stories. I didn't think it was a crazy big departure from there. I felt like even after that twist, the rest of the beats were still pretty predictable. I will say, maybe the creepiest visuals of a horror movie we've seen last year. Oh, it looked
beautiful. It was beautiful.
And, like, you could see it coming, but my gosh, everything was interesting. Everything moved crazily.
That's the best way to put it, was interesting. Because it wasn't always creepy. Especially because there's a couple of times, a lot of stuff is practical, but a couple times they do fall into the CGI, fall back on CGI. And those moments are not remotely creepy.
Yeah.
But it's still cool, I'll say. But yeah, I kind of... Did the plot bother you? Because why I say this, like, I felt like I spent more time being kind of confused, so I couldn't be scared, because I was just like, what is this plot? Like, what is this?
For the first half, no. But
in
the second half, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It started, after that twist, it started to,
like, what?
Yeah, it started to get a little confusing. There was one character that kind of explained a bit, and that kind of led me to think how this was going to go in some sort of way, but even still, I mean, I was never going to predict all of it, and it was kind of out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a horror movie, whatever, but, like, still kind of out there.
Even after everything's explained, like, I felt like, you know, I get the basics of everything that's said, but there's still so much that I'm like, but why? You know, that gif? I love using the Ryan Reynolds. That's just me after this movie. It's just, But why? Because and granted, this isn't that kind of horror movie, and I feel like I run into that every time, because Osgood Perkins makes movies that look artsy. They're artsy, elevated horror looking. But they don't have artsy, elevated plots. They're just... and things happen. And so, or at least that's my interpretation. Maybe he's a lot deeper than I give him credit for. But the monkey makes me think he's not. But, I mean, it was the same thing with Longlegs and this, where we just, the whole time, I felt like we were kind of like trying to find deeper meaning, and there wasn't really much at the end of the day. And so, again, with this, I'm like, I want to search for deeper meaning and explanation in these things. And I think, honestly, probably at the end of the day, it's just, this is a creepy story. Yeah. That's it.
Just big horror event in the world.
Yeah. But it kind of reminds me of, like, what was it called? The Watchers? Dakota Fanning horror movie. M. Night Shyamalan's daughter directed it.
Yeah.
And it was like that same sort of thing where it's like, oh, what is this deep, mystical commentary, this allegory? And then it's just like, nah. Creepy shit. And you're like, but there's commentary right there. Say something. And they go, nah, we don't want to.
No. It's not about the commentary.
Yeah, clearly.
No, it's about the creepiness.
And it was good, I will say, because I was so kind of confused. Like, it didn't let me be as creeped out as I wanted to be at times.
Yeah.
And I also felt like there's a couple of really cool ideas or moments that I wish they had let sit longer. But then they're like, oh, and another thing. And I don't know if I should say this for spoilers or not. I'll say it vaguely. There's a moment with her shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
And that happens, and you go, ooh, cool, what? And then it goes, another thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but the shirt was so cool and subtle horror.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then visual. And I'm like, but I wanted, okay. I wanted there to be moments that we got to sit with more, because there was a lot of good ideas. Like, I mean, I'm assuming we'll both agree the best scene of the movie is near the end, where you've got kind of a lot of things coming at you at once. And I'm like, I wish we could have spread out all this goodness, you know? Like, this is so good all right here, right now, but like, where was this the whole time, you know?
In the backgrounds. You know?
Yes, literally, yes. It felt like Longlegs a little bit there with the the shadows and stuff and then whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed aspects of it, but the story is really stopping me from saying that this was, like, a great movie for me, or I really enjoyed it. Like, I don't think I'd want to watch this again, but there's elements of it that I adore.
See, when you say, I don't think I'd ever want to watch this again,
Of course you wouldn't.
I don't think it's a... Well, I mean, yeah, that's just me naturally. But to me, that almost screams 5 score-wise, and I feel like I enjoyed it. Yeah, I feel like I enjoyed it more than that, even though I don't have any intention of watching it again either. Yeah. But I definitely kind of want to watch the second half again, just to get a firmer grasp on what was going on there.
I don't know if it's going to help.
I don't know if that's going to help either, but then I just got to sit through the rest of the movie too.
You know what else it reminded me of? It reminded me a lot of Cuckoo. Same sort of thing where I'm like, I love the visuals, I love what's happening, but what the fuck is happening? And then they explain it and you're like, that didn't help. That was this again. But yeah, so I mean, as far as like visuals, if I was rating this purely off of visuals and acting and, filmmaking, like the camera work is astounding. I loved it. I would give this an 8. But because I also have to review the story, I would give the plot a 5. So I guess meet in the middle, like 6.5 is probably where I'm at.
Honestly, I feel pretty close to the same there.
Yeah. It's astounding how well made it is, except for the fucking plot. I'm so annoyed because I'm watching this, and before it really gets into it and reveals what's happening, I'm going, this is the best horror movie of the year. This is one of my favorite movies of the year, period. I'm really enjoying this. And then the plot just starts unfolding, and I'm like, why though? I don't care, and I'm confused. So yeah, I guess 6.5. I guess. Yeah, sure.
That seems fair.
Okay. Well, we're getting into spoilers then, I guess, because we gave it a rating, so that usually means we're getting to spoilers now. So if you don't want anything spoiled, you should go watch it, come back, and we can talk about it then. But don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe, comment, share, all of those things. It all helps. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. So, spoilers. Yeah, I mean, pretty immediately with this movie, you know that the boyfriend is going to try to kill her.
Yeah, it very much feels like another movie in the long string of boyfriend gets introduced to us with the girlfriend. The girlfriend's the main character and is obviously going to be somewhat of the victim in this movie, even though she'll probably get out of it in the end to some extent. And the boyfriend's going to be crazy evil in some way.
Yeah.
Somehow. Maybe there's a gang somewhere.
And then the fun twist you think it's going to do is then they introduce his cousin, and from their dialogue, you can tell everything they say is double-meaninged. So if you guess what they're talking about, you can figure out the plot very quickly.
It feels insanely obvious.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh, they're both murderers.
Yep.
They both find women, and they both kill them. I mean, they also have the montage at the beginning of women on dates going from really happy to really scared. And you're like, okay, so that's what they do. These are the women they found, and they killed them. And so then, but they're having dialogue about the cousin is like, dude, you just, like, do it faster. You're too slow. You're going to let her get away. You're going to get attached. All of these things. It's like, oh, she's a keeper. Got to make sure she doesn't get away. And all of these things is just like, it's fun, double entendre. I really enjoyed that, especially when he's talking to his girlfriend and he goes like, I forget, it's like, do you like this? Who gives a shit? Like, because he knows she's going to be dead in a day. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that was fun, and you think you know exactly where it's going. Then you see something supernatural, and also you can tell she's having these supernatural visions. She takes too much of the drugged cake and starts seeing shit.
And which wild cake when she starts eating the whole thing.
Yes.
Which that's one thing I thought was going to be a bit more brought in. I thought...
Oh boy, yeah. I thought a lot of things were going to get explained a little bit more than they were.
I thought that was going to end up like victims' body parts or something.
Yeah, I heard you go... Yeah, when she tears it away and there's like some sort of strawberry goop in the middle, and I could tell you thought it was blood or something because you went, ooh! I was like, it's strawberry, Justin.
Listen, I did not think that was strawberry at all. I thought she was eating like body parts or something.
I was like, is there a finger in there? Am I missing something?
It looked like body chunks.
I get why you thought that, but I was just like, it's just cake.
I am a chocoholic, and there ain't no chocolate cake that gets me that crazy, especially with strawberry in it.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm flip-flopping the whole time. I gave you my one theory, but I'm flip-flopping between she's being drugged and this whole thing is a drug trip before the subsequent murder that will happen.
Right.
Or there's ghosts, and this is what's happening, and these are the ghosts of girlfriend's past coming to warn her, which is the one I told you, because I was like, that would be a fun twist where maybe a more casual viewer wouldn't pick up on the obvious murder that is being talked about between these guys and go, ooh, supernatural stuff. Clearly, ghosts are the bad guys, and then, oop, twist, the humans are evil, the ghosts are good. That's been done a bunch, but it would still be fun, and so I'm thinking maybe we're going that way. And then just about 2 seconds later, this lady is walking outside, and something you can barely see just snatches her and grabs her and eats her. And you go, and I literally just went, what?
Because that was a wild part, because up until then, I was also convinced that these were, I was pretty firmly on the ghost side of things.
Yeah.
Where these are the past victims.
I saw the plot completely. I knew exactly what was happening.
And I'm just like,
until...
okay, for some reason the cake is affecting her differently, and now it's unlocking all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then it looked like part of like the roots or like a dune worm or something.
I thought it was a giant worm.
It was either.
And then I thought it was a bear, and I was like, what am I looking at?
After that, I thought it might be like the roots of like one of the trees, and I'm thinking maybe there's something alive in the forest, and maybe like the house is something. Maybe
this is where I was thinking of Watchers. I'm like, okay, so now we're in a glass building, and there's things out there. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, No, so we were completely wrong.
That's
And we're like, this
even
movie's
close.
so predictable. And then we're like, ow, no, I have no... I literally went from like, I'm just going to enjoy this ride, even though I know exactly what's going to happen, but it'll be fun, to, what the fuck? I know nothing. Nothing at all. And then they go to that scene that I just talked about where she wakes up and her shirt's on backwards.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so that goes into the drug thing. She's been drugged because he also says the good wine's in the basement.
Yeah.
You see her drink wine, you don't know where she got it from. And she's like, oh, there was more drugs in the wine. And then when she was asleep, somebody did something to her, put her back, put her shirt on too quickly, and didn't realize it was on backwards. And so you're like, oh, cool, what does that mean? What is this? And then she turns, and the woman we just saw die a scene or two ago is there, and so is her mini-me with long fucking noodle arms. And I'm like, what? And then she wakes up again, and her shirt's on straight. And I'm like, what the fuck? Even now that I've seen the whole movie, what the fuck?
Yeah, the mini-me was odd. Her appearance again made sense to me because now she was a victim and she was just one of the new ghosts appearing.
Yeah, but the mini-me.
I have no fucking clue. But I
Yeah.
will say, she mentioned there something along the lines of they think of you as their mother, or they think they're your children, or something like that. So she said something along the lines of something like that.
Okay, I didn't remember what she said.
I can't remember exactly, but it was essentially some sort of version of, oh, they think they're your children, or they think that you're you're their mother, or something like that. It didn't really get explained. But I thought, oh, okay, it's not the past women victims, it's the kids somehow. I don't know how the kids are getting born here, but the kids think that she's the mother for some reason, and now they're doing the protecting or whatever, which is a bit
I must
more.
have blacked out because when I saw the noodle arms, because I didn't hear a goddamn word after
It
that.
was, and I was so distracted I didn't catch the whole line, but I remember her saying like mother or children or something, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Because I didn't realize, I don't know if in the first shot her arms were the normal length, or if they were long the whole time and I didn't notice.
I think when they first show that she's in the room, they don't show Mini-Me. I don't think.
No, but there's two shots of Mini-Me.
Yeah.
So the first shot, I don't know if her arms were normal length.
I don't think I noticed. I think they
I
were.
definitely didn't notice
I think
if
they were long, but I think they just.
They cut back, and I'm
Yeah.
distracted because I'm like, it's obvious CGI making her look small, and so I'm distracted by that. But then I'm like, and her arms are fuzzy. Her arms are long. I was like, what the
I
fuck
think
is
her arms might have started moving a bit in the
Well,
second
they're
shot.
like, they're like melting down
Yeah.
her legs. I'm like, what?
It was.
And so then
then
the normal stars one teleports and has bloody fingers and is saying shit, but I'm on Pluto. I'm like, what? Where are we? Because I'm realizing my whole theory is gone. Like, everything I thought is wrong now. Which is fun. That's always fun. But then, yeah, when we do, the plot gets revealed that there's these creatures. Once again, it's a lot like Watchers, which is unfortunate because that movie's not good. But there's these creatures living in the woods that are kind of reminiscent of sirens in a way, because they appear as women, but they will eat you, and they can grant wishes. So kind of like mermaids. And so these two boys back in the 1800s, or maybe earlier, he said over 200, he didn't specify, but 1800s, I'm assuming, find a pregnant lady in their backyard and go, you know what would be great? Let's shoot that bitch. And then when she doesn't die, let's throw her in her pig pen.
Yeah, no, that's even wilder than just shooting her. Okay, fine, trespassers, shoot on sight. It's crazy, but whatever.
They also said that wasn't the first time they saw her, because
No,
they also
no, it
saw her
wasn't.
dancing naked in the moonlight. And I'm
Multiple times it seems
like,
like.
I would not shoot. I would just get binoculars.
I would have been okay
I
with
would
it
invest in a
as one of the kids.
telescope. I don't know what you're doing.
But yeah, no, they shoot her, and then instead of finishing her off, they bring her to the pig pen. And
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were trying to keep her, if they were trying to feed her to the pigs.
I think they were trying to feed her to the pigs. But it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't see why
that
you
is,
need to feed her
honestly,
to the pigs.
note
but
to any wannabe killers out there, that's actually probably a really good way to get rid of a body.
It
Feed to the
generally
pig.
is, yeah. They'll eat
So,
anything.
yeah.
And that's definitely been done multiple times, and there's some criminal minds with that one too.
Yeah. But in the 1800s, you can kill people and just leave them in the woods.
It was their gigantic wooded property.
Yeah,
Just
you're not going to get caught in the
quick grave.
1800s.
That was a choice.
But anyway, so they leave her there. They come back in an undisclosed amount of time later, felt like it was the next day. I don't know, though.
Something like that.
And she's given birth to what? We don't know. And so she's given birth to numerous, possibly, demons?
I guess so, because they never mentioned anyone else giving birth. Everyone else is just food.
And for God knows what reason,
Because of the folklore.
yeah, folklore, sure, they end up getting a wish, I guess from the babies, because I think she dies.
So I guess they basically... I guess the folklore is, supposed to be literal in this movie.
Yeah.
But they are... So it's like this. I think, if I can remember this correctly, a fisherman is fishing, right? And he reels in a fish, and as he pulls the fish out, the fish asks to be set free, and if he lets him go, grants him 3 wishes.
Right.
But he questions why the fish can't grant his own freedom, why he can't just use one of the wishes on himself.
Yeah. That's what, by the way, sorry to cut you off, but that's what reminded me of also why I was thinking sirens, because the original version of that, I've heard of that fable, it was a fisherman catches a mermaid in his net, not a fish.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it's a separate fable or if they just changed it for this. There's a pipe rolling.
Oh, shit.
There's 2 pipes rolling.
The hell?
Oh, they just opened their trunk. They must have dropped it and don't give a shit. Is there a 3rd pipe now? There is a 3rd pipe. They're just dropping shit and letting it roll away. What are they doing?
Time to dump the pipes.
Where else do you get rid of your pipes? Anyway, sorry. So, I don't know if they adapted it specifically for this or if there are multiple versions of the same thing. But yeah, also, did you grow up watching Rocky and Bullwinkle? Fractured Fairy Tales?
Maybe a little bit. Not so much that I remember it crazily. I know who they are, but I...
Because that was my first thought, was their version, which was Mermaid, Mermaid in the Sea.
When he pulled it in, he could hardly believe his eyes. He had caught a mermaid, an honest-to-goodness live mermaid.
Oh, joy.
What's so funny, fisherman?
Young lady, you're going to make my fortune. People will pay anything to see a real live mermaid.
But if you take me away from the sea, I'll die of a broken heart.
Are you sure?
It's the usual thing.
Oh, yes, that would never do.
And the fisherman cut his net and freed the mermaid.
Fisherman?
Matter, you catch your fins in the net?
No, I've come to repay your kindness.
Oh, that's all right.
I promise to grant you any wish you may ask of me.
Well, I sure do wish this net was mended.
I'll do more than that.
Hey!
And suddenly, the fisherman was holding a beautiful brand new net.
Anyway, so that keeps going on for 5 more minutes. But, so that's my first thought, because he ends up just keep going back, and he has a little chant, mermaid, mermaid in the sea, won't you grant a wish to me? So I was just thinking that, and I probably zoned out again when that happened. But anyway, so I don't know if it's the same fable just adapted, or if there's multiple, or what.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Seems
about
like
that
there's
either.
a slightly different moral attached.
Somewhat, I guess. I guess being good can get you reward. I don't even know what.
Well, so the moral of this one, you didn't see the full thing, but the fisherman and the mermaid, the moral of that is, like, you're stop wishing for things, your life is fine how it is, because he ends up getting bigger and bigger wishes, and then it's like none of it's worth it.
Yeah.
And the one that in his story, though, is like, people will, like, because the fish is like, I'll give you wishes if you let me go. It's like, if you really were that powerful, wouldn't you just get yourself out of this problem? Wouldn't you wish yourself out of the problem? So it's more about, like, when you're backed in a corner, you'll make promises that you can't keep, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's an interesting version of the story. But anyway,
It's just weird, 'cause it's like the fish doesn't even realize it's that powerful, or can't be used,
yeah.
or can't be that powerful without someone else's intervention or something. But essentially, the children, I assume, because there's a lot at the end.
Fuck ton of them.
Yeah, the children that are born are essentially the fish, and through no communication, seemingly, by allowing them to live, I don't even know if they could really actually try to hunt them down.
I really don't know.
But
This is
essentially,
so vague.
by seemingly just letting them live, they get their wishes granted. And they don't just get 3, they get all of their wishes as long as they live in that house, seemingly, or around that area.
Well, as long as they stay with them, because
Yeah.
they have to keep asking for wishes. But if they leave, one of their wishes, in particular, was to live forever.
Yeah.
So they're both living forever. But so then they stay there, and then because they've kind of trapped these creatures there, then they are responsible for feeding them, or they'll eat them. So it's kind of a weird, like, we feed you and you give us wishes. It's kind of like, it also reminds me of that old adage about, like, you know, elephants, when they're babies, you handcuff them to the tent pole, and so then when they're old, you can still handcuff or like tie an elephant to a tent pole, and it's never going to leave because it thinks it can't, even though it's strong enough to just pull that shit right out.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of was like, these creatures didn't realize they could just fuck off and kill these guys and do whatever they wanted at any point.
They basically have been around their entire lives at this point.
And so they don't do anything until the main character shows up, which changes everything because she looks exactly like the mom.
A literal reincarnation of the mother.
And so they all assume it is their mom, and
they just refuse to eat her, essentially.
Refuse to eat her, turn on the two guys, end up killing the cousin first, and then allowing her to kill the boyfriend. And she then has the demon eyes, and I'm like, so was she actually the mom? Was she reincarnated? Or did they just possess her or give her powers? Or what the fuck? Like, they don't explain shit.
They don't explain it. The way I took it is that she is either basically the reincarnation or just looks identical.
I took it as identical.
And they think she's the mother, or essentially view her as...
Right.
And they are now granting her this power, essentially the wishes, by her taking over the responsibilities that they were doing, except maybe she'll be, you know, like actually like a mother now.
Right. She will probably have a better deal in place with them, because she seems more evil now than they were. She seems fully cool with killing people, whereas I guess the cousin was, but the boyfriend was hesitant. And then they love her, so they're not just going to turn on her.
No, they're never going to turn on her, seemingly. So, as long as she feeds them, I guess she's going to live forever and get all her wishes granted, living in that area. Yeah.
So, I don't get the point of it.
There's no real moral. It's just what happened to that one girl one day. She went into the woods, found out she looks like some horror children's mother, and you know, got out of the situation with some powers and some horror children.
Yeah, a very weird story. But yeah, the visuals that we alluded to really kick in late in the movie. There's some cool stuff sprinkled throughout. I mean, one of the first horror visuals, if you will, is when she first gets there, she's like breathing on the glass and draws a little heart, and then later she's taking a bath and the window's behind her and there's breath on the window and a little heart gets drawn. So that's cool. That's early on. It's like you don't see anything, but that's a cool little moment, a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
And then there's also just really cool camera work where we're constantly looking through something or around something, and not in the handheld annoying way that we've talked about before, but just like very specific, very determined angles. Like they're constantly looking at angles. And they never explain why they did that either. I think it was just creative choice and it looked really cool. But, the movie just looks really cool, but there's not a lot of really impactful horror moments. It's more of just hinted at or seen in the background, like when the woman gets eaten by the whatever it was, you don't see it, and then at one point, she thinks she sees something climb up on the other house, but she can't see it in time. It's not until you think she's going to die that you actually see stuff, because she gets chased and it's the CGI stuff and it doesn't look great, but then she gets put into the basement. And that's when all the cool things come out to play.
Yeah.
You see the first one with the melting candle wax shit coming out of her mouth or whatever the fuck that was supposed to be. Looked phenomenal. That was in the trailer. I loved that. Then you've got the vapor coming down the stairs extremely slowly. We get it, you vape.
Listen, it slows you down a bit. Right?
Bad lungs.
She's real calm.
And then you've got the one with the bag in the head who takes off the bag, and then it's just, what was the guy in Spy Kids? We had all that.
Oh, gosh, yes. I can't remember his name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so it's just some really cool visuals that really, really work, are really, really creepy. But in this scene in particular, they're not used for being creepy. It's just like okay, now what moment, rather than,
Yeah.
oh, I'm scared of these guys.
I mean, they look creepy, but by then,
Yeah,
you
you're
feel
not
a little
scared
more
of them
confident that
anymore.
they're
Yeah.
not going to hurt her.
Or they would have killed her already. Yeah.
It's taking a real long time to get around her to just
Right.
seemingly tear her apart or whatever.
Yeah, so you're more just like intrigued than petrified at this point. And so that's why I feel like the visuals were kind of wasted a little bit, because it could have been truly terrifying at moments if you use those visuals in a better time. Like in the trailer, when you saw the one with the pale face and the shit coming out of her mouth, there's just a glimpse of her in the trailer. And I remember going like, that's scary as fuck. I can't wait to see that in context. And it was actually better out of context because it was scarier out of context.
Yeah.
In the moment, I'm just like, and yeah, there's that creepy bitch.
They were the ones that got to be kind of introduced a little earlier.
Yeah.
Back when we weren't 100% sure that she was the mother, that
Yeah.
they were here to protect her. Bag woman, before she took the bag off,
Yeah.
was fairly creepy in her like
Which, by the
turn
way-
around appearance and hit a few poses.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah,
I
my
love
gosh.
that so much. But I want to know, how did she know? She said there was an old lady with a bag on her head. Like, how do you know she was old if she had a bag on her head?
Yeah, I didn't.
Her hand, I wasn't looking at her hands, to be fair. Maybe they were really wrinkly.
I guess that's probably
moving,
skin,
though. I don't
hands. I was a little too distracted by the bag and
Yeah, I was waiting for the bag to
poses.
come off. I thought it was going to be terrifying, and then it didn't, because she just disappeared and was replaced by a cake. Also, how did she know it was a cake before it was open? There was some dialogue in here where it's like, the only reason you know that is because the writer knows that. Seriously.
Oh, the box cake from
Yeah, sure. It looks. It could have. You can guess, but she really guessed that was a cake.
Yeah, I did think it was a cake. It just looked like the original one, and that's all. That's most of the food we see.
No. The first time when she sees it and she goes like, "Hey, somebody left you a cake." I'm like, "How do you know it's a cake?
Oh,
How do you know that, bitch?"
this is a box.
It's
got
gotta be a
string.
cake. It's a box with string on it. It's cake. And I'm like, it could be a sweater. You don't know.
All boxes in this area are cake.
But yeah, so it's some really good moments. The plot was not interesting to me at all. I'm like, especially because they didn't explain it. Like, I'm like, so why did these kids want to kill this bitch? What is this bitch? Like, are they sirens, so to speak? Are they just something? It's folklore. Okay, cool. I don't know. I felt like I just wanted more.
Wait, which kids? Why do which kids want to kill this bitch? The 200-year-olds as kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would, because their whole explanation was just, she's trespassing on our land.
Bang,
And I thought they
bitch.
said something like about their dad or something.
Yeah, it's on my dad's property.
Yeah.
That's not allowed.
I guess dad finally said, no, kill her.
Yeah.
And then I didn't notice it the first time when they were showing it around, but towards the end, when they're showing the kids, I guess, I don't know if it was post them shooting her or right before they shot her, younger brother was looking very happy about the whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
Very gleeful.
Yeah, I thought
shooting this woman.
the younger actors they got to portray the older guys, I thought it was spot on casting. They
were
looked
good.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, also another cool visual, by the way, is so once the wishes have been rescinded, he rapidly starts aging to catch up. But
Yeah.
before he does die of old age, which he's over 200, so he
Yeah, I
won't
thought
die.
he was going to be immediately bones and dust or something.
No,
but,
he just started coughing like crazy, hair turned white, and then the next morning he was blind, basically, and bald and all of that. But anyway, so then she sticks his head in some honey?
I assumed, honey.
Something. I love that whole visual. I love that scene. I thought that was great. So there's some really cool visuals attached throughout. It's a really good-looking movie.
You know what? It fits in with the keeper theme. You know, she's a keeper.
Beekeeper.
Beekeeper. You catch the fish. That's a keeper.
Ah, yes.
You see?
Fishing analogy. That's actually probably intentional, the fishing
See?
analogy.
Yeah, the fishing one I thought about, but
He's
the
a
bee one
keeper.
was just that was nasty.
Yeah, I don't think that's related. But yeah, I lost it when they said, like, she's a keeper. I'm like, because when the movie starts and you see all the women, I'm like, oh, is that why it's called keeper?
That's what I was thinking.
'Cause she's a keeper?
They said
I'm like,
it.
oh, okay, I get the title now. I didn't about it before, but now I get it. It's like, oh, she's a keeper. And then he says, she's a keeper. I'm like, okay, thank you.
They said the thing.
Yeah. They needed some soccer references. That's what this movie was missing. Like bees, football. We keep all this shit. Hey, what's the Jedi's name with the really long fucking neck? Ariel Poof or something like that? something poof. I'm just gonna Google long neck motherfucker, see what comes up.
Yes.
This motherfucker.
Oh,
That bitch was right behind her when
Yeah.
she was on the phone.
Yeah, that definitely was. I forgot about that one.
Because she's just like, when she's on the phone with her friend trying to get picked up, you see, because I've said this last time we reviewed a horror movie, I have such a bad habit of when I watch horror movies, I do not look at the main character. Because I'm always looking in corners trying to find something creepy about that happen before it happens.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking behind her and I see the shadows coming. I'm like, ooh, cool, it's doing the shadow thing again. And then a person materializes out of the shadows. I'm like, oh? And then the person starts getting a really long neck and I'm like, oh? I was like, what is happening?
Listen. The children had a variety of different shapes.
They did. They come
Yeah.
in all shapes and sizes.
Why? Because she was
I don't
dancing in
know.
the forest naked, maybe, or something.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
because
because she
mermaids
got
in
killed
the
while
sea.
she was doing it. Who knows?
I don't fucking. This is once again, and that's kind of like where it comes back to the whole cuckoo of it all. It's just like they give you an explanation, and the explanation just leaves you with more questions than you had before. And I was like, I don't like that. Because like I either want to understand everything, or you to just not bother telling me. It's when you tell me a little bit that just makes me go, no, what the fuck? And then you go, nope, not saying anymore, that I get very frustrated as a viewer. And that's how I felt watching this. I was just like, no, you did not tell me enough to make me just go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's art. I don't have to explain everything. You know,
It is art, but
it's open-ended.
it's not open-ended. It's
We're gonna toss that word around.
open beginnings because we don't know what happened at the beginning still. I have no idea who anybody is.
Well, we got ancient 200-year-olds and
Uh-huh.
random victim woman.
Maybe random. Maybe she's related somehow. Maybe she just,
They
every time
killed
she
her.
dies, she gets reincarnated, and the other ones, they died off, and now
But like,
she loses.
she's identical to the original.
That's what I'm saying.
And
she
the
gets
rest aren't.
reincarnate- No,
To
yeah,
the best that we've seen. The rest aren't.
I know. I'm saying specifically, the mom gets reincarnated every time she dies. It's been 200 years. She's already lived 2 other times or whatever. And it's just they never found her before.
Okay.
I don't know, though, because this
Yeah.
is purely me just coming up with shit because
No.
they didn't tell me what happened, so I'm coming up with my own answer.
No, I get that, and I have to guess that them finding her again is completely accidental because
seems
they
like
don't
it.
seem to recognize her at all. But like, I don't know.
Didn't he say something about her looking familiar, too? Or am I making that up? Because he saw her when she was in the store, and he had that moment of just staring at her from across the street.
Maybe he did recognize her more. But like,
I don't remember, man. I'd have to watch it again, and I don't think I want to.
that's the sort of thing that would, as those constant killers, would bother me if I recognized her as my first ever. Well, maybe not my first, but that one woman we killed 200 years ago before we
I hope
started
that
getting
was the
our.
first time they murdered somebody.
I mean, she was trespassing on their land. It doesn't seem like it might have been.
Yeah.
They seemed a little happy for that one.
That's crazy.
Oh, we shot her. Bring her to the pigs.
Yeah. I think we're done. So we're going to leave it there. The movie's still very, very entertaining for a first time watch. Like I said, there's just so much to look at that looks really good. I think the acting, we barely even touched on it, but the acting is great. I thought both main characters were phenomenal. I mean, we don't get to see a lot of anybody else, but any supporting role was good. In particular, though, the main character lady, I already forgot her name, She-Hulk, she had a couple of moments that I was just astounded by. I thought she was awesome. So, great cast. The visuals are awesome. Directing, camera work. It's all good. It's really just a story. So, it's still probably worth a one-time view. And if you're thinking, well, if it's not that good, wait for it to come out on streaming. With visuals like this, I feel like seeing it on a big screen is really important, though. So maybe go see it in theaters if you can. Yeah, that's what we had to think. What did you guys think, though? Let us know in the comments below. And, of course, don't forget to like it. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.